You couldn't sweat that. Yeah.
So I just pressed this little red pause button and
and now it's
stops the
recording. Yep.
Oh,
yeah, you're
okay.
You're such a grandpa. I can't stand it.
All right. This is season 1, episode 1, take 1. Go ahead, baby.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Deja McClendon, and me and my amazing partner,
Chris.
We are bringing you the first episode of Cabin Nellie.
It's our podcast. We decided a long time ago that we wanted to do something like this, but we just started, putting it really into motion now, and I'm grateful.
Yeah, there's no time like the present. Might as well.
For sure.
So, yeah, this is going to be really interesting and fun. I'm excited to do this. This is his baby, so I'm going to let him take full ownership and direction with this and stuff, and I am just a passenger, and I'll just be helping y'all as we go. But I guess we can go ahead and start talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first, actually.
All right, well, as she said, I'm her boyfriend. We've been together for 6 years. Before that, went to high school from St. Louis, University City High School. Graduated from there. Played varsity baseball all my years there. Played a little bit of basketball, not too much though, but my first love was baseball always. Got my mama, my little sister, step pops, passed away a couple years ago, but yeah, grew up with those people in my life, my grandparents, everything. Family is very important to me. So when I graduated from U-City, went to Mizzou, studied film there. Not at first, I was broadcast journalism at first, but then after my freshman year, I changed it because I didn't really like it. Fell in love with film. Was going out all the time my freshman and sophomore year.
Kicking it,
Yeah, that was my prime. That's when I could really, get to drinking. I was just talking to her today about that, man. I was like, man, I don't know why people do that stuff for fun.
Yeah, because it's not fun. It does not taste good. Doesn't feel good.
Just to give you a little heads up, it is November 18th, the day after my Founders Day.
Whoop whoop.
So I did go outside with the bros last night and came back. I don't even know what time I came back.
I don't know what time you came back to, but I definitely was awoken by
throwing up,
heaves and hoes, and he don't throw up. He's not a person to throw up. So that was very interesting.
Not as much. You know what? Actually,
you're not a person to throw up.
Not all the time. No, for sure, not that. Because come on now, but I didn't probably throw about 6-7 times.
Yeah. Okay. You throwing up. We get it, but you're not a person who likes to throw up. So you try to avoid that. Is what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
Me and I'm gonna let it rip. But
yeah.
But
oh yeah. So all right.
No.
All right. So yeah, freshman sophomore year was partying a lot, just going to class. You gonna
tell me through your whole life story?
Just a little bit, and then that's when I was leading up to meeting my baby. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that story, how I got her a little bit later on a different episode. But yeah, long story short, ran to her, came to Bruz, graduated, moved back to St. Louis for a little bit, sacrificed, and then now we're here. Now I'm here. Yeah, 26 years old.
And we'll explain where here is and stuff. But is that all you want to say? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
So my name is Deja McClendon, born and raised in St. Louis, just like he was. But I was on the more primpy side of St. Louis. I guess you could call it North County. If people who know, they know. I went to Hazelwood Central, graduated 2014. Your girl was a cheerleader. Go Hawks, period.
Yeah,
I was a cheerleader. I also did gymnastics and track. I was a multi-athlete, to say the least. I wasn't the type of person who wanted to be bored. I get bored very easily. And when I was in high school, I definitely did everything I could to stay active, especially like with my body, because, a lot of people don't know this, but I am afraid to gain weight. Like I'm afraid to, just gain weight because that runs in my family and stuff. So that was the reason. That was another reason behind that. But moving forward, your girl, I went to Mizzou as well. stayed there the whole time. Almost didn't. Actually, almost dropped out, but we'll get to that at another time. Met him my junior year, his sophomore year and stuff. And when I got back home, let me backtrack. I was actually a pre-med major because I wanted to be a forensic pathologist or coroner. That's somebody who pretty much does all the investigation over dead bodies and stuff like that, and like the actual scene stuff. And that was very interesting to me. I'm a horror girly. I like horror and gore, so I feel like I have the stomach for it, which I do still feel like I have a stomach for it, but it just wasn't in the cards for me. And to be honest, I don't really know what I want to do. I'm 27. Yeah, I have to think about it. 27 years old.
Yeah, she's...
And go ahead.
I was just like say we always talk about the difference just because she's a little bit older than me and stuff like
Literally
that.
just a year and a few months.
And a half. More like 2. But that's just always something that I like to.
Yeah, because I call me his sugar mama for some reason. But anyways, I went to school for pre-med and actually worked at a hospital for a little bit, but quickly found out that was not for me. And I actually got fired from that job literally a year before COVID happened. So, God works in mysterious ways. He's going to pull you out of something that you're not supposed to be in, that you think you're supposed to be in, and it'll turn out to be the best thing for your life. So, yeah. And now I'm working at UKG, and a lot of people probably use the product and stuff like that. You may have some feelings about it, whether they're positive or negative and stuff. But yeah, that is where I work. And now I'm here just to speed up the whole story. Don't want to take too much of our time.
Oh, that's all we got all the time we want, baby.
We do, but I don't want to bore them with like that part where we can get to the detail about ourselves like later on down the line with our podcast.
You ain't boring, baby.
Thank you. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into what we want our podcast to be about. I guess I'll start first or whatever, just because I have very strong feelings about podcasts already. As we may know, all the podcasts we see, a lot of it is like a gender war fest. And that's not what I want our podcast to be about. That's not what the podcast is going to be about. I hate that shit. That is the most annoying and cringe content on the planet. I don't understand how people can like really get online and just bash the other sex or even bash their own people and stuff. It's weird. It's very weird, and it shows either that you haven't gone to therapy or you lack self-awareness or just, yeah. I guess I can honestly see it like more hurtful stuff from men, because I know women do it too, but you got the podcast bros and stuff like that. Pretty much, I just don't like the whole gender war bit. It's tired, it's played out, and it's fucking annoying, to be honest. So that's one thing I definitely don't want it to be. But what I do want it to be is a safe space for, just us to be ourselves, us to be very transparent with like the world, like why not and stuff, and give like a different flavor, I guess, of a personality in like a couples podcast. Because the majority of the podcasts I see with couples, I don't really see that many, to be honest. The ones that I do see, they're pretty much decent, they're good and stuff like that. But yeah, that's fine.
For me, this is same as that as well. Be as authentic as we can, but also it's this opportunity to do something different. Personally, I'm more of a kind of a private type of person. Not a lot of people would know too much about me unless they're like friends or family members or stuff like that. But this is like we're literally giving y'all insight on how we talk to each other, our conversations. We're literally putting y'all in our living room right now. Even though this couch ain't gonna be what the couch is gonna look like.
Yeah.
I don't know what episode you're gonna see the new couch in, but you know what I'm saying, when we get the new couch and all the other stuff in the background,
it's gonna definitely set the vibe a little bit more.
So also I think that aspect of them being able to like grow, have the audience grow and live with us too, the experiences that we're going through. And just be a part of that and give some advice, to some people, because I think we're a successful relationship.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't got that right now. And I feel like our relationship is very unique in the way that we build. We built this and we're going to continue building, which is one of those things that I feel like is very important. You want to be with somebody for a long time. And also this podcast gives me the opportunity to just have something else with my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like something that we can
do together. Grow
with. And in like a couple years from now, we're gonna look back on the first episode and stuff like that, and be like, man, we came a long way. So I really like that. I think this also gives the opportunity to do that too, and utilize shit. We got cameras, lights.
Yeah, we got the whole shit, setup. Man. Like, why not? Why the hell not?
Let's do something different. And I think I always wanted to like kind of be on an interview or podcast, something like that, and share my thoughts, because I feel like we have unique thoughts about certain things, and shit. Why not just be our own?
And to be honest, a lot of people in the past have always told me, why don't you speak for a living, or why don't you start a podcast, or or even with my content, because I make content, it's just I've slowed down a lot just because I am juggling between like how to really organize it and be very proactive with my time and my rest and stuff. But I say that to say a lot of people have said that they love my voice and they love the way I speak and stuff, and I should be speaking a lot more. And there is something in me that wants to speak a lot more about Sorry, you guys. Those are the rowdy people. They live in our complex, but whatever.
You definitely, the baby is definitely turned into the knock on the door neighbor. And we'll definitely knock on your door to let you know that the music is too loud.
Okay.
It definitely became that neighbor. It's okay. That's a good thing though.
Yeah. Let's just say I turned into my grandma just a little bit, but I'm not going to be as.
She definitely turned into her grandma.
I don't know. My grandma is very spicy. She's Sagittarius. People who met my grandma, they know.
Yeah, you ain't. It's all right. You ain't gonna have a chance.
I don't care because I've been the person that is so quiet and don't stick up for herself and just sit there and loathe and let all them feelings bottle up. I'm not doing that shit no more. If I feel some kind of way, I'm going to tell you about it.
Yeah, and we're in a nice neighborhood, so
yeah, we are in a nice neighborhood, so I expect it to kind of feel like that.
Like little niggas, little kids,
little
niggas, little kids are running around and stuff like this. A residential neighborhood.
So let's talk about Cabin Nellie. Like, why we even named it that? Because I totally forgot about us needing to introduce why we named it the way we did.
Yeah, that's very important.
It is.
For our later on, we'll have a name for our viewers or whatever, if y'all want to have a name or whatever. But yeah, for the people that are going to join us in Cabin Nellie, they need to know why it's called Cabin Nellie and what's the importance behind that.
Yeah. Because what really made, so long story short, let me like paint the picture for y'all. Cabin Nellie, or Nellie, was just the name of the cabin we went to one day when we wanted to do the getaway cabin. So we booked the getaway cabin because me and him were very, very stressed. It was a very stressful point of our life. I think maybe I was working at Sephora and you were working both of the jobs at that time, right? And we just did not have any time together. And before I really like finished data analytics boot camp, I wanted to do something together because I knew once I stopped boot camp, I was going to start like finding another job and I was going to pick up more hours at Sephora. So we booked the cabin and just so happened to be called Cabin Nellie, and it stuck with us from there. But actually what took place during that 2-day weekend is kind of what set tone of Cabin Nellie and why we have our Nellie moments with one another, which is what we'll get into, and I'll let my boyfriend pick up from there.
Yeah, so you got that? Where did you get that place from? Off of TikTok?
Yeah, I was just on TikTok scrolling, and I saw Getaway. I've been seeing it around, and I was just like, let's just do this. I like nature. I like being secluded and stuff like that. So
yeah, for my fellow brothers who got women out there, they're always going to send you some TikToks and some shit. Of some places to go, some food to eat, all types of stuff. You better watch them. So you know how that go. TikTok for the dub again.
Yeah, because we can see when y'all don't watch it.
She told me it was one in Tennessee and in Michigan.
It was because is Michigan right next to Chicago or whatever? Okay, I don't know geography, y'all.
So yeah, we decided to go to the one in Michigan because I got family in Chicago, so we figured, we go there, probably stop by, see my pops, see my grandma, my brother, and all of them, my uncles and stuff, on the way back. So that's what we did. But we chose to go to Michigan. It was in the wintertime. It was cold, snowing. The drive there was cool.
Nothing was wrong.
Once we got there, it was like, what did it look like? It was like a neighborhood.
No, it was definitely a camping ground.
Yeah.
So like them old school camping grounds that just the pavement is just what the tires have created, pretty much from the mud and
the road and
yeah.
stuff like that. But it was like cabin here, and then you drive down, there'd be another one over there, and then you keep driving. One over there. Each cabin had their little driveway,
little drive-in and stuff, like basically
little campfire
fire
with
pit.
the seats and shit like that. So it was like a little neighborhood, which was cool.
It was like a little tiny house neighborhood. Basically.
At first, you never know, bro. You never know. You in the middle of nowhere in the woods and shit. You never know people trying to set people up or some shit like that.
And this was before I got my piece. So
yeah, and I was happy about that. And you can see people, not to where like you can see what they're doing, but you could sit like a comfortable distance.
Yeah,
where you ain't the only one there.
Yeah, you can see people like getting into their cabins and stuff, like kind of outside doing the whole camping thing, basically, like the luxury camping thing.
Once we start driving deeper in there, my service was going down. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know if we're gonna be able to stay here if we ain't gonna have service. And we didn't have a DVD player, which we learned that we gonna have next time.
Later
because
on,
the service was trash.
Yeah, because we can make calls and calls could come in just in case we needed to. But like watching YouTube or no, that wasn't a thing. No Hulu, no Netflix, no commercials. Who want to watch commercials? You couldn't even watch a commercial like that was 20 seconds long. So yeah, but I mean, this was a place to unplug and seriously unplug.
We unplug. We unplug for real. No social media, no phones.
Besides whatever games we had on our phones, which Chris didn't really have nothing. I had like a fashion game that he was playing.
No TV. He
got so bored. Yeah.
Man, it was just me and her out
there.
That's
it.
Me and her out there. But we had fun.
We did.
We had a fun time.
I feel like that really tests your relationship because like we live in a day and age where technology can really distract you. And you can be in a relationship for so long and just be distracted by like, your phones, computers, and TV and stuff like that, and kind of forget each other or, lose that connection and stuff. But like that cabin showed us that we still have a connection. We could still pretty much talk about any and everything, Yeah,
I challenge all you motherfuckers. Go to a cabin with your person y'all say y'all love, with no service. No TV, nothing like that.
No distractions.
And see how long y'all can stay sane together.
Or see what kind of conversations y'all have, if y'all even have any conversations and stuff. Because that'll really test y'all relationship.
So let's talk about when we first got there. We drove into the driveway and stuff like that, and a car almost got stuck.
Yes.
In the ditch.
Because I was backing in. Because the driveway was so narrow, it was better to back in just in case you have to leave in a hurry. You could just zoom out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thinking ahead.
We got in the ditch. We was pushing it out. Well, we trying to push it out, and then we got helped by some people.
Yeah, they was a cute couple. Door. It was Asian. Yeah, it was an Asian man and a black woman.
It was an Asian woman?
Yes, it was.
I mean, an Asian man?
Yes, it was. He was tall. He was a tall Asian man and a black woman. She was so pretty. They were so cute together. But yeah, they pretty much saw us struggling and they helped us out. And I'm so glad they did because I don't handle stress very well. When let me rephrase. I can handle stress, but I think I was stressed and tired. Mm-hmm. And to start our cabin journey that way, that was supposed to be relaxing. It wasn't going as planned. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But they helped us out the ditch. After like 20 minutes, and we almost got stuck again, but Chris redirected me, you know what I'm saying, with the car and stuff like that.
It was a lot. I was putting like cardboard under the tire and stuff like that. It was a lot going on.
Yeah, it was.
But when we was checking everything out, everything was nice. The bathroom was nice. The bed was nice. You could open it up, see the woods and stuff like that. Everything was nice. And what we do our first night? We were just chilling. I think we was tired. We went to sleep. We
had a lot of food and stuff like that. Like, I don't really remember everything we did each day. I just remember what we did. And we probably did just relax and stuff and
first night
eat dinner. Like, I think I made burgers or something like that.
Oh yeah, and we we did that the first night. Then the second day was when we were supposed to take the shrooms.
Yeah.
So we So we made breakfast. We made a fat ass breakfast. We had pancakes, eggs, chicken sausage, all type.
Man, them chicken sausage
because
some chicken sausage messed us up.
That's what I'm saying. I remember that because of what it did to us later that night.
Yeah.
After we took the shrooms. First off, I think we took way too much. We took an eighth.
We took the same amount that we took the first time we did it. The only difference is it was like a different type. Like the first time we took shrooms, it was the skinny type. These were the puffy type. That was the difference. Yeah,
the first time we took shrooms in my apartment in Columbia, it was nice. We was listening to music. We made shrimp tacos. We was chilling. We was in our mode. It was a good time.
The cabin was still a good time too.
No, the cabin was, but it was a completely different trip than what the first one was.
Yeah, I think it had its high and its very low.
Man, I can't tell you what look, when we took it, how long did it take for it to hit?
It took about 45 minutes for it to actually kick in, and then we kind of,
start tripping out.
Yeah, but it started off really good. Like, it was the dead of winter, like we said, but because of the shrooms and stuff, we looked outside at the big old window and stuff, and we saw orange and green, and it was basically springtime. Like, that's where we were at that point. And then we was looking around the cabin, and I was looking at you. We kind of asked each other, like, what we saw, like, what was the color we saw, and we both said, like, orange and green. And he was orange, like, to me. And, yeah, it was...
Yeah, she was orange to me.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. And when we was doing all that, I couldn't help but just keep, like, thinking about things being a cycle.
We was stuck in a cycle, like a loop.
And, like, the world being in a cycle, life being in a cycle, all types of... We were just circling and doing the same stuff over and over again. It'd be like a time where I'd be hella thirsty, and I drink, and then I trip out hard, and I come back, just chill out, and then I get re-thirsty again, trip out hard, and then go back. I was walking outside, walking back inside. It was a lot. When I was outside, though, man, them trees, it felt good. We was laying in the snow. We was doing snow angels and all type of stuff. Them trees, that green was real. That green was greening. It was real vibrant, and I just remember all type of stuff. I remember. Go ahead. What you remember?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember when I was looking up in the sky, and I saw my brain, and then it just opened up, and like just melted down and stuff like that. And remember, I told you I saw myself in 3 different forms. I saw myself as a man, a woman, and an animal.
Oh,
and an animal. So it was like a lot going on.
He had a real awakening.
A real trip. Boy, my third eye definitely. It just felt like it opened up.
Yeah.
And then I saw myself. I was like this and stuff, and I was real like majestic and all that type of shit. And it was just a lot. I started thinking about life, started thinking about a lot of stuff. And man, it was just like, this is definitely, I felt like I got some answers to like the universe, or some answers to the universe or something like that. That's what I was feeling.
Didn't you say you saw yourself as God? Like
yeah, I was God.
God was a woman, like you were the woman that was God or something like that. I can't remember exactly what you said.
Well, we all are God, so I mean, men, woman, all that. But I saw myself, So I was looking up at myself, looking back at me.
Yeah.
And
that's another loop right there.
Okay, so what's that thing from Adventure Time? The thing that Finn was
what are you talking about?
It was like Finn, he was like a higher being, but it was like a
when he astral projected?
Yeah, but it was like he was like a lamb or something. Remember, he was like a sheep or something like that.
Are you talking about the episode where he touched the thing and he was in another dimension?
Something like that.
Like he still was on the earth, but he was a part of a different realm on Earth. Talking about that?
I feel he was he was like an actual like lamb.
Like he got stuck in the glass lamp.
Yeah, that's what. When I looked at myself, that's what I keep envisioning when I look back at myself like that. And we had some good ass sex that time.
Yeah, we did.
That was some good ass sex.
But
fire.
It did get very, very intense because of the shrooms. And like my mind was somewhere completely different. Like not during sex, but just overall with the whole shroom stuff like that. Like I literally not necessarily time travel, but I teleported to like different locations. And at one point I was on top of the Grand Canyon, or I was on top of like Mount Everest. I don't know, but like I was just somewhere else basically while I was on these shrooms. And then another experience that I had was I couldn't read anything. So like we had a few books in the room, and then I think my mom had texted us or texted me or something like that, and I just could not read the words in my phone. And so that was hella trippy, because then that made me think, okay, what is language? Like what is English? And because like a lot of the stuff that we, like us talking right now, who created that? Where did that come from? Why was it created? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everything has a very meticulous meaning that we don't realize until we're put in a position to like really question it. And you had an awakening with religion and spirituality and stuff like that. I had already had that outside of shrooms and stuff, but mine was more so like taking my mind and expanding it and putting it somewhere else, which I feel like is necessary if you're somebody who's trying to manifest and you're trying to like bring yourself to a higher, basically meet your higher self in the middle and stuff like that, and fully live that higher self life. So yeah, that was my like trippy moment. At one point, I was dancing a lot and stuff, and I felt like if I stopped dancing, then like my body and my soul would separate from each other. Like I had that in my mind, like of me trying to keep the connection between my body, my physical body, and my spirit. And if I had stopped dancing, or I don't know, but I was very focused on keeping those two together. And that was my focus. But this was after like me tripping for a while, to be honest. Because the beginning of it was really, really great. Like I said, we saw colors, we saw shapes. I saw so much geometrical shapes and stuff, like 4D shapes. That was really interesting and cool. I saw a lot of different colors. And at one point, like I said, when we got in the cabin, it was like a big old window. I felt like the window was no longer like a normal window. It was like a dome. You know how sometimes you can, y'all remember going to like the playpen at Chuck E. Cheese or McDonald's and stuff like that, and they have that clear little bubble that you can kind of like go in and hit, and it's glass, and you can see on the outside, and it's like a dome. That's what the window felt like. Like
when you crawling through this?
Yeah, when you crawl through the tunnels and you finally make it to that area where it's the window, but it's like not flat. It's a dome.
I don't really remember doing that.
You don't remember doing? Well, some people will remember.
I ain't really crawled through the tunnels and shit.
Some people will remember, and y'all, but I'm trying to paint the picture of what the window was to me at this moment. Being so tripped out and stuff. Like I would reach out to the window. I didn't feel the window no more. It was literally a dome at that point. Like it could keep going and going and going. And yeah. Do you want to tell them about your trippy moment? Because you told them about.
I told them about that.
But like
that was what was going on with me.
But he threw up really. Like I was thinking we was gonna have to go to the hospital. I don't know how the hell we was gonna get there. Shit face out of my mind.
Yeah, I mean, what was that? Why did I throw it? I don't know. You know what?
It was too much. Your mind was like.
Nah, you know what? I ain't even gonna lie to you. It was my mind, but something told me to throw up the old Chris.
Oh, okay.
I just got deep on y'all ass, but someone the voice in my head, after I looked at myself and stuff like that, my thing open, it was like, man, throw out all the old Chris, all that stuff, and then come out anew. So I really felt like it was like a rebirth.
It was a rebirth.
It's like a rebirth. So I threw up all that shit, all that chicken sausage. I still remember the flavor of it because it was very vivid of how it tasted when I was throwing up.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
But we ate so much.
I think so much.
It was all that. And shout out to Grandma. Because if she didn't give us them waters that she gave us, we would have died.
We would have died.
I would have died.
Because I was only going to, Granny knows best. You
gotta drink something. You gotta drink.
You have to stay hydrated. Granny knows best because I only wanted to take 1 case of water. She was like, no, I'll take 2. I was like, okay. Man, we had.
The second one was it.
Right there. After we left the cabin and got into some more ish, then them waters came in handy. But that's basically what Cabin Nellie was to us. It was definitely like a way for us to connect a lot more. Really honestly figure out if like we're really not necessarily feel like if we really meant to be together, because that wasn't the premise of it, but it kind of proved that we were, just because we were able to still communicate so well with each other, and we was able to have like moments of silence and read whatever books was in there and kind of do our own thing, you know?
Yeah, it was definitely a reset button for us.
Yeah,
a rebirth and a reset for me.
So
very much needed at that time. Yeah, like we always used to say back in the day too, even now, when it comes to us and our relationship, whenever it's like a hard obstacle or something that, you know, would seemingly put a wedge or
a strain on our relationship,
it made us stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's because we constantly chose each other. Like it takes, I feel like you have to choose. It's like, well, let me rephrase. You have to choose each other, but you also have to choose yourself as well within that. Like you have to choose to be better for yourself and for your partner, because it was weird. But you have to choose to be better for yourself and your partner, because if you're just choosing to be better, because if you're just choosing the relationship, like that's easy. Anybody could just choose to stay together because it's comfortable and stuff. But you have to also choose the discomfort of change and being a better partner for your partner. And we talked a lot about that while we were, in the cabin, and we even talked about like the struggles in our relationship that kind of like, made us break up for a year, and what brought us together and why we decided to get back together, and you know what I'm saying, like all the thoughts that came with, that issue that we had, and us coming out on the end like still together and wanting to be better for one another.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that other stuff.
Yeah,
later on. We talk about our relationship and stuff like that, and all the years that we had, and all the experiences and stuff like that.
But I think
great trip. We gotta talk about when we after the trip where we grilled them fire ass quesadillas, man, on the open fire.
So yes. That brought me back to Cabin Wyman days.
Yeah, don't tell me you can grill or do anything or cook anything like that if you ain't never
cook nothing on a fire pit.
Open fire pit. We start the fucking fire ourselves. All type of shit. It was real ass flames, real fire, and that shit was good as hell.
You got to do the temperature control because it's just gonna keep going. But when I tell you them quesadillas was fried, like it was amazing. We packed really good, but I think I am in heart like my grandma. I overpack because I want to be prepared. So granted, she did us good by the waters, but I overpacked on the food. Like I wanted us to have enough food just in case. And by the time we left the cabin, because we was only there for 2 days, that food definitely came in handy. So we
went back to Chicago. We drove to Chicago.
We actually, I don't think we didn't go to Chicago.
We did, remember, because we ate chicken at the spot. And then
you're right.
How you forget all that?
I don't know.
But we went to see my people, like my family.
I thought that because of the storm, we just went home.
Yeah, we thought we was trying to beat the storm because we knew it was coming. But I was like, nah, we can at least drive through and see what's up to my people. Said what's up to them real quick. Got some chicken at little spot. It wasn't Harold's or Kareem's.
The Sharks.
It wasn't Sharks either. It was a different spot. It was on the way out. It was the only reason Tony's or something like that. But we only went there because it was on the way towards, you know what I'm saying? If normally I'm in Chicago and get some chicken, I'm going to Sharks.
I'm going to
Sharks
done it before, but
I'm not. Harold's is cool. I'm going to Sharks.
Yeah.
But we just went there because, we just wanted to get some food and beat the snow. So once we was finished, it started sprinkling and stuff like that with the snow flurries or whatever. And we was going down the highway, and I say about an hour in,
man,
it started going crazy. I was driving her car. Her car. She got a small car, so it's like
compact. This is sedan.
a lot of wind can really affect how it moves and stuff. So I
you
don't
gotta
really know
control
how
it.
to drive it like that.
Mhm.
It was a lot of snow. It was slick. It was a lot going on. So she took over the car.
Yeah, I ain't gonna fake it. I saw him struggling. Like, he looked very nervous, and I can understand, because if you're not used to a car like that, you know, and then this can be a potential life or death situation if you can't control the car.
And I'm like, man, I don't think we gonna make it to St. Louis, and I don't know if we gonna be like stuck on the side of the road or anything like that, because it was like a graveyard out there. It was cars on the side of the road. It was all type
bad.
of stuff, man.
I've never been in a snowstorm that bad.
It was a lot going on.
It was actually scary.
So I'm searching hotels and stuff like that near us, like the closest ones, and trying to book a room. All of them was booked. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but all of them was booked, and one of them wasn't, and it was the Hilton Inn Suites or whatever like that.
And it was a little bit more on the pricier side, I think.
It wasn't that bad.
It still was like 100, like 100 something.
I mean, it had a king size bed in the kitchen and everything. So
it had a little kitchenette and stuff. So.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I don't think, for the price, I think it was cool. But
yeah,
it was one left. We got that bitch. We drove there.
It was like 20 minutes away, I think.
20 minutes away. We made it when we got there. Bro, inches of snow.
Inches. And it tore off my damn bumper off my car. Yeah, so that's great. Bumper. And that one still ain't fixed. But whatever. Snow
was about all the way up to the middle of our leg. Mm-hmm. We was throwing around, walking around, doing stuff, and then snow on the stairs up to the spot. We had to move that shit around. But when we got into the
hotel,
into the hotel room, it was nice.
It was nice. I think we stayed there for like 2 days.
I was there for a night.
No, bro, because we had breakfast. We had breakfast, and then we tried to get breakfast for another day. Yes, we did. I remember, because we had got breakfast. We actually placed the order online, and we was able to eat it. And then the next day, we tried to get breakfast again, and we couldn't do it because we didn't put it in before like the cutoff time and stuff.
We stayed 2 nights there.
We didn't stay 2 nights, but we did. We was there for like, it wasn't 2 nights, but we was there for a full night, and then we was there midday. Like, we didn't leave immediately. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
but
we got there at night and left like next day, like during the day. After lunch, after breakfast.
Babe, we literally stayed there for an entire full day.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. How the hell didn't we? If we because the are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
Why would we stay another day?
Because my grandparents, like my family, had helped us out, and we had the money to.
No, we just stayed for that night to. Yeah, and we left the after.
I guess he's right then. I guess my memory just fuzzy.
Yeah, because what? Well,
because I made multiple meals. Like, we had a lot of food left over.
I remember you made the seafood boil.
Yeah.
Seafood boil was fire.
Hey, that shit was fire for us to not have shit for real. Like,
what was the second meal you made?
I guess it was just the one night. I mean, we had other stuff. It was just one night. We had other stuff though. Breakfast, maybe?
No, I think the trip only was like, we only was gone for 3 days, and that was longer than what we expected.
Yeah,
our memories sometimes be a little hazy.
Yeah, my memory is a little hazy.
My memory's a little hazy, but it's okay, because I remember when we were there, I just knew when we first walked in there, it was a painting. It had 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. Mm-hmm. Remember, and stuff like that, and I was like, man, this is exactly where we're supposed to be.
Yeah. We were supposed to be out there in that snow.
Yeah, and just being there. And that food, that seafood boil was hella good. The king size bed was nice.
Man.
He had 6 in that one too.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, and it was just a good time. And I just knew this is where I was supposed to be with her, and everything was a very memorable trip. I
would say, like, I guess, to sum it all up, like, this was a way for us to, like, relax and be with each other finally. And moments where it went bad, it resolved itself and became good again. Then when it got bad again, like, things worked out. And it was still, like, overall a great trip. We still got very, very close to one another. And I ain't gonna fake it. Like, I definitely would go back to that hotel again. just for like a day or two because
Just
it was
for
very
like
homey, very comfortable, you know. But yeah, that's basically Cabin Nellie. Like that's how Cabin Nellie began. Only because like we had a lot of real moments in those span of 2 to 3 days and stuff. And only us being real with one another and honest and, you know, what we're going to be able to get out of it and still have our relationship and our sanity.
and make it out alive.
And make it out alive. Because honestly, that snowstorm was so bad, we could have died. Like,
Excuse me.
Trucks was skidding all on the road
Very
and stuff.
dangerous.
So,
very dangerous.
But
yeah, that if you, in a sense, to go even deeper, like what you were saying, every obstacle we went through. So what you basically said, like every obstacle that happened turned to good.
Yeah, it ended on a
that
good
goes
note.
back to a full circle moment when we was talking about like, you know, the obstacles in our relationship make us stronger. I was looking back at all those things too. I was like, man, that's just like, this is a perfect representation of us as a relationship. So that trip, Cabin Nellie is definitely our relationship, you know, in a lot of ways. So that's why. That's a very extended reason why, but hey.
Very long story, but hey, like we need to paint the picture for y'all.
Yeah, so y'all know
we
why.
only been talking for 30 minutes, so.
Yeah, it's important. It's very important, and it's a very important part of our relationship, and it was a good time.
Yeah. But I think, you know, with sacrifices being made for our relationship, we also have to make sacrifices to get to this new place that we're in right now. You know, our new place, the place we call home. We're now in Houston. So as y'all know, we're from St. Louis, but we relocated to Houston, and that was a trip. That was a journey all on its own, to be honest. The physical journey of driving down here, but also like everything that led up to it, to be honest too.
Yeah. The move was at the right time. I remember we wanted to leave probably a year before we actually did leave, but it wouldn't have worked.
We wanted
as
to
far
leave.
as financially,
yeah,
and just emotionally, just every aspect. To be honest with you,
I feel like for me it was more the financial part.
I think for me it was the financial. I think it was everything. I don't think I was ready. In my head, I thought I was ready, but now that I'm looking back on it, I wasn't ready. Like I did a lot of counseling between that time. Just did a lot of different things. I put a lot of. I closed that chapter the right way. I didn't rush it. I felt like I tried to leave and.
So you basically were saying that for you to leave, it was more so about you being ready to actually leave and close that chapter in St. Louis. But for me, it was about the money. I was ready to go. So yeah, but I mean, moving to Houston. So far, we've been here for about 3 months. We're going on 4 months come December time. We got here August 12th. And I mean, it's been nice ever since. I can't fake it. Like, man, it's been hot as hell though.
Southern hospitality is real.
Yeah, it really is. Granted it's a red state, and you know, there can potentially be there are a lot of racist people out here, especially in the South and stuff. I haven't experienced that at all. Not to say that it will never happen, but I'm hoping it doesn't. But so far, so good. Like everybody has been super nice. So, I mean, it's a lot to do, a lot to see. I like the weather. Like now we're in the weather where it's getting cooler and stuff. And today was really, really nice. Like you can just sit outside and it'll be warming up, but you still get a nice little breeze. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly don't have any complaints other than how far everything is and the traffic and stuff. But
traffic is a motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's something to deal with. I can deal with that.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, if I'm gonna have to deal with something, I guess traffic is cool to deal with.
I mean, when you're in a big city, that's something you got to deal with regardless.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like having to take an hour to go somewhere that normally take like 20 minutes.
Yeah, in St. Louis, if something was 15 miles away, that was about a good 15 minutes. 15-minute drive, maybe 20 minutes if like you have to go a scenic route because the highway was down or something like that. But ultimately, like you can get from one end to St. Louis to the next in like hour and 45 minutes, I would say. Maybe. Probably less than that because I've never done it before. But here in Houston, it'll take you about 4 hours to get from one end to Houston to the next. Probably more than that because that's not even taking into account traffic. And we got roller coaster highways, so like it's not like in St. Louis. If you're going one direction, you're going that direction. You don't have to go and do no curves or nothing to get to your destination. It's just straight ahead. But Houston, for you to go north, you have to curve up and go north or go down. It's a lot, but I mean, I guess that's a minor sacrifice for being in a more I don't necessarily want to say advanced, but I guess it is more advanced than St. Louis. There's a lot more to do, a lot more to see, and you won't get bored so as easily.
Yeah. Speaking of sacrifices, what was some stuff that you would say that you sacrificed in order to get here from St. Louis?
I mean, I sacrificed money a lot. Like, I did not go out. I mean, granted, I'm a very introverted person and I'd rather be at home anyways, but my living space wasn't the best. I mean, I didn't have to pay rent, so I was lucky for that. Living in a house that was completely paid for by my mom and stuff. I mean, it was a childhood home and stuff. She just let us stay there, me and my brother. But like, that wasn't a really good space to live in. I was very stressed out a lot of the time living there, but I feel like my mental was the sacrifice, even, but I was in therapy through all that. And then, money was also sacrificed as well. The goal before I left was to save $10,000 in 6 months. And I was able to do that by budgeting very, very, very hard. Like, I would say when I started my job at UKG in January, majority of my check was going into my savings. I was saving about $800 to $1,000 every check and living off of 600, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say I sacrificed a lot of just time, space, and I won't say happiness, but a little bit. I had to sacrifice that because I was working 2 jobs, going straight from T-Mobile straight to Helium Comedy Club. That's where I bartended at and served at. So
that's a decent job.
I got paid well.
Man, very well.
Well for both of them, but I mean, I chose money. I had to choose money and saving money and making money over a lot of things. A lot of like my rest.
Yeah.
Not being able to train, fight, anything like that.
So it's safe to say space, sleep, time, and
not really sleep because I made sure that's all I could do was work and sleep.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I just sacrificed and being where I would like being at my mom's house, like back there. Even though it was now that I look at it, it was
the best situation.
It was the best situation because I got to be closer to my mom, my little sister, for a little bit, coming back from Columbia, and just being there for my little sister for our last 2 years of high school, and being there with my mom, so like that.
Being able to share those memories.
Yeah, share those memories. So I mean, in hindsight, it was good. But I know that I'm a person that likes his own space.
Yeah. And being around a lot of women with a lot of raging emotions.
Being around a lot of women and being the only man in that house was a lot.
Yeah.
No, that was a lot.
It was a lot of emotions, and not only was it my emotions from my living situation. Granted, I didn't have to sacrifice space. I had my own bedroom. My bedroom was huge at that. Like, it was, dang, why the thing? Yeah, my bedroom was big, so I didn't really have to sacrifice that, and that was nice because when he needed to get away to get out of his room and be around his family and stuff like that, then my space was nice because like nobody was there besides me and my brother, and then half of the time he was always gone, so it was just me. But when his mom would have her spur of emotions, or Carmen have her spur of emotions, it was a lot for him. I can honestly say.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah.
That was way too much, man. For real. I feel for all the the husbands out there that got no sons, got none but daughters and stuff like that, man. I'm sorry, but I mean,
I'm dead.
It's because as a man, you can't really. I would like to say that I'm not an emotional guy, but I know my emotions.
You have emotional intelligence. Let's say that.
Yeah, because I've been to counseling, got a counselor. A big advocate for counseling. I tell all the people that I love, get counseling, man. It's very important. You'll level up as a person with counseling just because you'll understand yourself more.
So back with your sacrifices and the sacrifices of like, you working 2 jobs, how much money would you say that you saved before we left?
How much money did I save? I saved like 17,000.
That's good.
17,000.
That's really good. Like I hit 10K. So in all, we had. Don't even worry about that. Like if it keeps doing that, then whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean,
all our money.
It don't matter. Like they don't know how much money we got now. Yeah. But this is just to like help people who are also moving, like give them a rough idea of how much that they probably need to save to move comfortably. So together we had about $27,000. I mean, $27,000 between both of us. And now we're at a place where we still have a good savings. Like we're working and we're paying our bills and stuff like that. But we have a cushion just in case anything happens, just in case we need to randomly get our car fixed or an unexpected bill come. We got it. God forbid we lose a job. That's not going to happen, but we still have something to hold us over for a little second,
Yeah, basically my zero is not zero.
Yeah.
Our zero is not zero.
My zero was $5,000. That's my zero. That's where I can't take nothing else out of my savings.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell people what my zero is, but just know my zero isn't zero. And a lot of times I didn't realize it, but saving up for like new furniture and stuff like that. And furniture is very
costly.
It's so
super expensive.
We were saving up for that, not knowing that a lot of that would be for furniture, not really realizing that when I'm saving. Because I never bought furniture before. I always either we just hand-me-downs or just, picking up furniture from other apartment complexes.
Yeah, that was the culture in college. Yeah. You dumpster dive. After each, I think
mine wasn't in the dumpster. It was next to the dumpster. So,
okay, I feel it.
It wasn't in it, but it wasn't even. It was kind of fun. Old in Columbia. Give you a little backstory. In Columbia, like apartment complex, whether people use it or not, they would just throw all the furniture out. And shit, you just use that motherfucker.
Yeah, because they was buying new furniture and stuff like that. I think after the year, like it wasn't each semester, it was definitely every year they would like recycle the furniture and stuff like that. And it was stuff that was in great condition. So I mean, you can literally furnish your entire apartment for nothing. And that was something complete, like that was a shocker to him. I knew what we was gonna have to do. So, once we got here, we still had a decent amount of our savings, but like once we had to start buying furniture and groceries and tools that we need for the house and stuff, that number kept going down. Granted, he's still in a great position with like his savings and stuff, but I know that was a shocker for him.
Yeah, I mean, and working on my relationship with spending money, because
thank God,
spending money is one of those things that I'm working on, because sometimes it
it's
physically hurts to spend money.
It hurts, but sometimes it's necessary to buy quality, and sometimes quality is going to come with a higher price tag. Like with food, for instance, like I'm so glad he doesn't do this anymore. But like the first, what I'm about to say, with groceries.
What about it?
The first 2 times we went to the grocery store, you and your dad went to the grocery store, and then you went to the grocery store on your own, and you bought nothing. Mostly, let me not say nothing, but you bought mostly Great Value. I hate Great Value. I buy Great Value some things, but I go to 3 different stores when I grocery shop. I go to Whole Foods, Target, and H-E-B.
Now.
Okay, don't do that because
where you came from. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that because actually when I was in St. Louis, I was still going to multiple stores. I had a Sam's card, so I was going to Sam's and I was going to Whole Foods. Granted, I wasn't doing 3 stores, I was doing 2, but I still was doing Whole Foods and Sam's. So I never was really shopping at Walmart. Yeah, don't try and check and humble me, motherfucker.
She definitely got a little bit bougier with
No,
this
I've
stuff
always
now.
been bougie.
But it's cool. It's all right.
Always.
That light's coming. But yeah, so what was we saying?
We was just talking. Let's just get back on track with the move and stuff like that. But I mean, it took a lot of strength for us to get to where we are now because we had to let go parts of ourselves. We had to like change our habits, our spending habits and stuff to fund what we truly want to do, which was like move. Like this was what we needed to do in order to get out, to finally like start a new chapter. Because one thing I wasn't going to do, I was going to live and die in St. Louis. Not at all. Maybe it may sound morbid, but I needed to figure out who Deja was outside of St. Louis. And that was going to take me actually like stepping outside of my comfort zone, being in a new big city to make friends. Eventually I would get there. But yeah.
Yeah. Same. I just feel like that my first 25 years was it. That was like the Midwest version of my life. So coming into the next 25 years, you know, gonna be something different and new experiences and everything like that. I think it was a good foundation.
Yeah.
I think that was what I wanted to establish as well too, is just a foundation overall with myself as a man, becoming more of a man, and just foundation wise, like with my business, with all stuff like that, having like my business name, getting it started, getting an account, stuff like that, the website, you know, Instagram page, stuff like that. Plus with my financial foundation, just doing that to where my zero isn't really negative. Because after college, when I graduated, for a couple months, man, I was broke as hell. Broke as fuck. I had negatives in my account, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And mentally, my foundation, you know what I'm saying, just going to counseling, talking to a counselor, figuring myself out, just picking up on patterns of myself, whether they be good or bad. Get rid of the bad ones as much as you can. You know, you still work in progress, but I wanted to have a pretty good foundation. That was important to me before leaving St. Louis, you know, where I was born and raised. So, yeah, definitely have to sacrifice a lot of other stuff to get to those points. But it was a good journey, and it's still the journey now. Now that we're in a different space in Houston, different level. We're not who we were last year, and we're not going to be this next year. We'll be something else, something better. So it was good.
And so far with being here in Houston, it's been great. We've done a lot since being here, to be honest. We found this nice ramen spot called Shoku, and we've been there twice already. It's so freaking good. They got these shrimp pops that I love. It's like very anime based and stuff like that. And it's 24 hours. So like if you party in downtown or whatever and you want like something late night eats or whatever, you can go there and they'll be open at 2:00 in the morning. So that's nice. We've also done rug tuffing. What else have we done?
We went out a lot. Been outside.
Yeah, we've been outside. You more so than me.
I've been more out, and that's crazy because let her tell it. She probably would be more outside than me back in St. Louis. She would probably like hang out with her friends more than I would.
Yeah, because I mean, we always had something going on, or back when I was modeling in St. Louis, it was a lot. I was going out a lot and stuff. Then my friend is, Deanna, she does fashion and stuff, so she also was on the scene too with that. So yeah, it was always something to do. But I mean, I think because we're in a new state, I am taking my time with being outside. It's gonna always be there. The club's gonna always be there. All these activities gonna always be there. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about
ain't gonna slow down no time soon.
I'm worried about getting my money up more than what it already is right now.
Yeah,
solidifying these businesses, these business ideas, these products.
Yeah, that you could definitely easily spend your money.
Yeah, Because Houston,
quick
yeah,
in this party scene out here in Houston.
because Houston is expensive. It is, but I mean, you can with a good mindset and good budgeting, you can definitely live comfortably here and stuff.
Yeah, I would say it's expensive if you make it expensive because low key gas is cheaper here than it is in St. Louis.
Yeah,
rent is really nice.
It's decent, yeah.
For what you get, and where the neighborhood
locations
is,
and stuff,
location, I think the rent is reasonable.
But I'm not going to sit here and say that we're not lucky to have each other because we do take the financial burden off of one another because we can split stuff down the middle. As opposed to someone who's single moving down here, it would probably be a little bit. It would be expensive for them because, like, granted,
I mean, maybe, but if I was single, I would just get a 1-bedroom.
But one bedroom still run you $1,300.
The ones that I saw, they was like in the 1,000, 1,100 range.
Well, you in 1,000, 1,100 range neighborhood.
Nah, I mean, I found the spots that we was looking at with these prices. Yeah. So trust me, I know how to find where you need to go.
He know how to shop around.
Yeah. And back to I wanted to talk about the grocery shopping thing. I can honestly teach a lesson on how to grocery shop, especially for college students and people with little money. Because I know how to make your dollar stretch. I know I've gotten so good that I don't even need to look at the price. Well, I know what the prices of stuff. I know the prices of stuff because I've grocery shopped so much that I don't even when I put stuff in the
basket.
cart, I already know what it's gonna be the total before they ring it out.
Yeah, but now
I'm cold with it.
But now
now it's different.
We a family.
We
gotta buy for two.
We moving up, so we bougie in certain aspects now, so which is okay.
It's cool. More so like because I think one thing is I'm healing a childhood trauma of having food in the house because there were times like not that this was my mother's fault or anything like that. You have hard times. You ain't got no food. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to eat syrup toast, butter toast with syrup on it and shit, or you know what I'm saying, ramen all the time. But like it makes me feel happy and secure to have a fridge full of food or a cabinet full of food that I can make. Like right now, granted, we ain't got no food for real, but we still got some stuff to make real meals. Like, back when I was a kid, we didn't have stuff to make real meals. We made bullshit meals. So, yeah, but I feel like all in all, like Houston has been everything I've expected it to be. Minus the traffic, so too. But I can definitely see myself being here for a very, very long time. Maybe we won't stay here in Houston forever, but I can still see myself being in Texas for a while.
Yeah, I think it definitely met. I don't know what my expectations were, to be honest with you. I was here before. We was here before in April doing our apartment shopping, but I was here a time before that.
Same.
For my graduation.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't walk across the street for my graduation because I didn't want to.
Fuck Mizzou. Racist.
I wanted to chill. So I went here with my brother and was hanging out with my cousin. It was his homie's wedding the weekend, so we had a bachelor party, all type of stuff, and it was lit. And it just felt like home, man. I didn't know when I came down here at first it was gonna be palm trees in Houston.
Yeah, that was crazy. The hell out of me.
That changed me because we from St. Louis, so we ain't really
oak trees,
dog. It ain't nothing really too exotic or nothing going on from St. Louis.
Not palm trees being exotic, but you mostly see them in Las Vegas. Los Angeles, Florida. I wouldn't have expected it to be in Texas.
It just gave that tropical, that tropical feel. Mm-hmm. It felt like I was at home in St. Louis. When I was out there, it didn't feel like I was in a foreign place. It felt like I was where I was supposed to be, and it was a lot of Mexicans, and I love Mexicans. I love Hispanic culture and Spanish people. I love them, and I feel closer. One of my favorite foods is Mexican food, tacos, street tacos, all that stuff. I feel connected to them Not just because a lot of people say I look Mexican.
Yeah.
But
people have mistaken him for being Hispanic or Mexican
all the time.
All the time.
Well, one of my nicknames in college was Mexico Pete by one of the bros.
I did not know that.
Shout out to Trez. Yeah, I'm real connected to them. In my past life, I was.
Oh my God! Here he go.
I was a Mexican gambler named Felipe.
Felipe.
What was the last name?
I don't know. I just remember Felipe.
I'll remember the last name another time, but Felipe. He started with a T, I think. Anyway, it'll come to me. But I was in my past life, I was a Mexican gambler named Felipe. I was so good at it that I got addicted, but I was also so good at it that it cost me my life.
Ooh.
So that's why. Yeah,
that's why you don't gamble.
That's why I don't gamble now, because I suck at it. I never win, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and that's what it is.
But I mean, when it comes to wrap up like this podcast and stuff like that, I will honestly say that I'm really excited for where Houston is going to take me and help me, how it's going to help me grow as an individual on a more social level and business level, because there's a lot of business people out here. There's a lot of business opportunities and stuff. And it's going to be really exciting to kind of like see how far my mind can develop and expand based off of that, because that's what I want for myself. I want myself to be a better businesswoman and a more social person. I am a very social person already, but I'm not in a rush to make friends just because I think the dating pool and the friend pool has piss in it. And I want whoever I'm going to connect with to actually be worth it. Because I feel like all my friends that I have now, they are worth it. They, you know, we're all equally yoked. And that's what I'm looking for in a friend. But I know that I need to get my business stuff together, make sure my mind good and stuff before I even venture off into that. But I mean,
it'll get there, baby.
It
all
will.
Time, all in the journey.
It will.
Felipe Primo.
Okay.
That was my name. Well, yeah, in my past life, Felipe. Let me say it like in Spanish. Felipe Primo.
And on that note, we're going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the first episode of Cabin Nellie. It was fun, and we're going to be doing this a lot more often. If you guys have any suggestions on things y'all want us to talk about, conversations you want us to have, please let us know in the comment section down below, or DM us.
Or DM.
I'll put one of us will put our tags on the screen and stuff like that, so you guys can reach out to us and stuff. We're very nice, so don't be afraid. But you got anything to say?
This is a very monumental moment. This is episode 1 of the great journey of Cabin Nellie. November 18th, 2023. Yeah, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how we're gonna grow, how everything's gonna change when we have guests on the show and stuff like that. And, y'all get to see us. So yeah, this is a great day, monumental day after my Founders Day. So you know what I'm saying. So it always makes sense for it to be back to back. So,
but with that being said, y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all next time.
Y'all ain't gotta go, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
Okay.